Good morning, it's Roz here. I'm hoping that I'm live on my page. I was just having a quick peek and it's sort of, I'm not sure. I have, something is live. It's live on the page. Yes, it is live on the page. Roz Boundy page, so that's great. So thank you for being here to watch there. I do have it cross-posted over to my Hypnosis Plus with Roz page this morning, at least I thought so. And yes, it's looking like that's where it is as well. So that's good. And the other thing I was going to double check was if it was over on my YouTube channel, which I haven't got YouTube up at the moment. So I'm just going to have a really quick look on a window there to just see if it is, purely because I just want to nut out and make sure that I've got the areas in the links in the right place, because sometimes it's a little bit, don't know. So I'm just going to pop to my channel on YouTube. I have some friends who are doing a live stream right now too, so it can sometimes be a little confusing. Ah, yes, there it is. It was looking like that is live as well. Now, the YouTube does have a live chat function as well, and I've just got to mute that. It does have the live chat function on the side, the same as what Facebook does. So it's interesting as far as I've only just started, as you're aware, doing the simulcasting with the B.live platform. So my presence over on the YouTube channel isn't as great yet, but it's wonderful that I can at least encourage others to go over and have a look. It's Roz Boundy as the channel, and subscribe if you'd like to. It's a different way of popping in to watch these daily live streams. So the one that I'm actually on at the moment in the background is and I'm just trying to get it up, the Hypnosis Plus with Roz page, because I've decided that I'll do just the two as far as the Roz Boundy page and the Hypnosis Plus with Roz page being my own channels, rather than putting myself over on the MyTimeTV.live show platform, because I think I was breaking the rules just a little bit with that one. So we'll see what happens with it, whether I am able to do it from there as the origin or not. I've still yet to communicate that one, have a chat with Adair. So we're going to get into the reading. So hi, Karina. Wonderful to see you here this morning. And we've got Holly here this morning. Hi. And yeah, I am. Yeah, I think that was in reference to whatever it was I was chatting about as I'm going through, just having a peek here at each of the channels that I put this on. I do only do the simulcast to the YouTube channel and my Roz Boundy page as the sources. But once you're in Facebook, you can do some cross-posting stuff. I find that a little confusing. So hi, Karen. And Wendy, we've got Wendy here this morning as well. And it's plus 40 with the Humidex meter. Plus 40 is really hot. I'll be sending the cooler vibes from here in Port Elliot to you, because it's very cold. It got very cold last night, very, very cold. So do share out that I'm live. And if you need personal bookings, personalised readings and whatnot, that's what I meant to say, readings. I have got the scroller just happening there. I'm about to turn that off, but that is the bookings Shopify website that I've got for all the services that I do. Still in progress of updating, personalising my own website, the one that's the Roz Boundy, because that one is the Hypnosis Plus. Okay, here we go. Thank you. I'm sending now. We'll switch the cards around so we can see the cards. That is the purpose here this morning, that we're here for doing a general reading of the cards only. Oh, look, Holly, the melting factor, anything over 30, I start to feel like I'm melting. Heat, I'm like you. If it's just straight heat, it's fine, but humidity is what really gets me. It's a hard thing to cope with, is that humid factor. But down south here, we don't get as much of that. Although living by the sea, it's a bit more than you get when you're living inland. Have done both. Anyway, what we've got here is the 5-card spread as usual. We've got the workspace, home space. Up the top here is the unexpected. Down here we've got your role, and right in the middle is the outcome. So a good basic spread. And it is one that I pinched out of the Gilded Tarot guidebook. Well, actually, it wasn't as a guidebook. It was one of the help cards that goes with the deck when I bought it years ago. And I just happened to see it, and I liked the way the spread sat with those energies and how it reads. So we're here in that workspace now with the tree. And the tree is actually, we all know that trees can go to really great ages, and the roots can go really, really deep. So this tree, I mean, as you can see, it really is one of those type of aged trees. And what is actually imbued over the top is the tree of life symbol from the Kabbalah, and it's got the rainbow movement through it, almost like it's piercing, holding, it's shining in whatever way. I like rainbows because of the potential. It's just all colours, all possibilities that shine out of rainbows for me. So having that through the tree alive on a huge ancient looking tree, and with the birds in it and other fruits and productive, the produce of nature surrounding and about it, it just gives that absolute beautiful feeling of solidity and abundance and strength and depth, and because that's what it is. It's representing all of those things. So as I'm looking at it and seeing that gorgeous hue of the background skies in the multicolours there as well, all possibilities, and it runs deep. So in the workspace today, it really is creating those beautiful foundations of what is going to be happening in your workspace. Just give it that lovely, it's giving it that lovely feeling of depth and connection. Because the other thing that trees do is they communicate through the soils, through that Middle Earth, through, it's the networking that happens because of the roots and the connection of all the moistures, the microbes, the everything. It's all there, and that's all, absolutely everything necessary that we need for sustaining our life, sustaining our work effectively. So it's actually giving that broad spectrum of our everything in what we do for work. So have an eye out for that today, that feeling of solidity and connection with others as we're doing our work. I've got the lilies are what's in the home space, and that for me gives that beautiful sense of peace too, and the connection with what is our ancestry, because that's what that feels for me, is that we've got so much behind us that has brought us to where we are now. So in that factor of what we are in ourselves as physical bodies, and our history of relationships backward in our families type of thing, the ancestry, it really is going to be, I'm just going to say hello to Joe. Hi, Joe. And we've got beautiful Lily here this morning too. So good morning. Seeing you gorgeous people showing up consistently as I'm doing these readings, it just warms my heart. And it sort of gives a bit of that feeling of family as well, because the lilies does connect us back to our families, back to our ancients, and those, that the sequence of how our lives do move forward in family as well, because of children and grandchildren and what is forward. So that in itself as well, it's got an interrelationship with what is in our workspace with the tree, and that depth of how much there is involved in us as a person on the genetics, as well as the how we're brought up and all of those factors that come into our lives. And it's just so wonderful. to see those two cards, even just those two in the spread. Love it. And as well, here we have in the unexpected the parks, that gazebo, the gardens, the nature. And I thought, wow, look, we've got, so, they're straight up in the first three cards. We've actually got what is getting back into nature. We've got the depth of the trees. We've got the beautiful lilies that are the fruits of the field, so to speak. So the roots that go deep. We've got the flowers that are on that surface land. And here we have the possibilities of all of that in parks, because it's the variety of what we can see. If you look at your botanic parks and gardens and all the variety that we have in those, and the absolute beauty of what we can change in those environments for our own edification, I suppose, because here's a man-made gazebo and the stairs and the fountain. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think putting that into the context of creating our own beauty in those surroundings that we are in our nature, in our natural surroundings, and also, just appreciating what others have done too in that. And that's going to show up unexpectedly, I feel, in the opportunity that's going to, I think, blink. I'm just getting a blinking feeling of don't miss it because you're blinking. Take some time to appreciate those beautiful factors around us that sometimes we do miss because we're in it or with it every day. So just see that as those unexpected moments of just absolute pleasure and beauty. Pleasure in the beauty is what I'm feeling with that one. So I love that. Now, I'm not sure if I can get that any closer. No, I don't want to fiddle with the camera stand. The young lady in that your role position. So this is you in your day, and because there's times where I really don't feel like I'm that young anymore, especially as I heard some news of a passing, just as I quickly flipped through my Facebook, one of the great identities at my hometown, well, I consider Meningie my hometown, has passed away at a great age, but it's still that. Oh, it is so sad, but you think with joy and love of those memories that we have of particular people and influences in our lives. And Peter Turner was definitely one of those characters in my life and my ex-husband's. He was a guy that we started out with in the work mode in those young years. It's just wonderful to be able to have people around us and in our lives that we can reflect on and feel those sad moments, but it's also those joyous ones too. And, even for those of us still in that living mode, it's just that's what sort of triggered for me as I saw this card pop up. That, it's a time for reflection too, just to, remember to place things in context, I feel. So that's what I'm feeling my role is, placing things in context of where things have been come from, what are the origins, but still having that solid base and, that foundation of what our beingness is. We each and every one of us has our own values and understandings and beliefs in our own lives because of the way that our upbringing has helped create us as the persona that we are. And I think we do need times to giving ourselves time to reflect on that and where we actually still sit in our own lives, because it can be confusing sometimes. We can wonder what the hell is going on. And I think as far as the outcome goes, even in those moments of where we are spending time thinking, having our thoughtfulness and reflection, that it's not absolutely what seems to be wasting time doing nothing. It is actually cleaning out and reclarifying and still moving into that space where we have actually got things done, because it's not about getting things done, it's about being. And in that space of self, that I feel in itself is creating, it's recreating, it's realigning, it's just doing what we need to recognize for ourselves that, hey, we have made progress. We are being that best person that we can be in all the factors and facets of what we're doing in our own lives, and that connection with other people. Because really what our lives is about is that connection and relationship with other people, because we do not live in isolation. As much as we're having still those moments where certain areas are going back into the COVID, the coronavirus lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown, whatever you call it, whatever they're calling it, we are still interrelating with people by whatever means. We've got so many devices and ways of doing that still now. It's not total isolation. We are always in relationship with somebody else in one form or another. And that's where I'm feeling that reflection of who we are needs to be strong. Create those wonderful foundations within ourselves of our own self-understanding so that we can stand firm when other things around us are feeling rocky, because they're just situations. They're not the be all and end all, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think if we can step forward in our day with those cards as a base of understanding, see where your focus goes when you're looking at these cards, and allow that to be your meditation for the day, and looking forward to use it as your part of your lessons, part of what your guidance is or not. And my feeling is really it's that journey that we take within ourselves in how we can actually interpret and feel what our soul's trying to communicate to us, what we're needing to do or be or change, because it is possible to change anything. You just slightly change your perspective on something, get your mindset right, and all those other things that we can be taught and understand differently. It's all part of the bigger picture of who we are in that interconnection with each other. So, oh, excuse me. I'm just going to put that one up. Thanks, Lily. I like how you've put that. Thank you so much, darling. Another absolutely gorgeous reading filled with divine guidance. And that's what I feel we do need to be concentrating on. It is that divine guidance. And because we are part of the divine, it's that self looking within itself, not as the absolute only thing we do. It is part of the whole picture, and getting that connection happening strongly. I really do feel that strongly. Otherwise, why would I be doing this every morning? I just love that connection, and it's connection with spirit as well, with that inner being. It's that whole thing. So thank you for being here to share it with me as well. So wonderful reading and very meaningful at the moment. Thank you very much. And thank you, Karina, for that beautiful heart. Until tomorrow, be the best person that you can be in all facets, in all ways, and certainly spend some time with your inner self as well. Don't forget that. Namaste.